So, guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. So, guys, we've just seen Artur Beterbiev knock Anthony Yarde out in the eighth round. Brilliant fight. Brilliant fight. You know what? I've always said in my videos about Yarde that I always like Anthony Yarde. I think Yarde's a very good fight. I think he's been harshly disrespected by the British boxing fans, calling him a hype job and all sorts. I think Yarde's a lot better than what people give him credit for. I think he's got a lot more heart than what people give him credit for, and he's definitely got a very good chin as well. And he proved that in the Kovalev fight and this fight. I actually think he gave a very good performance. I didn't agree with the fact that the judges had him up and stuff. I thought he was losing the fight at the point. I wasn't really counting what I wasn't really scoring the rounds, but I felt like the fight was firmly in Beterbiev's favor. I do think that sometimes a BT commentary, because they're backing their man, they're a bit biased. I would like to see what ESPN had, what score they had. But that aside, I think if we analyze the fight, I think first round it came out and it looked like Beterbiev had stunned Yarde. Then Yarde came back in the second, and it felt like Beterbiev was the one on top, but Yarde was having his moments. And this is the thing with Yarde. It feels to me like he has his moments, but he's not able to take the fight by the scruff of the neck. There was times in that fight where you felt like, go on, Yarde, come on, take the fight by the scruff of the neck. Put it on him. But it's easy for us to sit here on the side and say that when you're up in there against Beterbiev, who's hitting you very hard. It's a lot easier said than done. And look, I think Yarde gave the best he could give. I think the man's got a lot of heart. I thought he was gassed. I think there was a round. I think was it round 4, and I actually said to my brother, we were watching it together, my dad, and I said he's going to knock him out in this round because Yarde looked done after round 4, and then the fact that he went 4 rounds after that. After taking a severe beating in round 4, I think it was, and then actually coming back in the 5th and actually stunning Beterbiev with a huge right hand. I think you have to give the man immense credit. And I've said this, that I think Yarde is a very explosive, very good fighter. I think he, like I said, I think he can mix it up with people at world level, and I think this fight proved that. However, what I would say is that, in the end, Beterbiev just kept chipping away. And that end shot was a thing of beauty. I mean, he effectively finished the fight with a kind of a chopping, well-timed right hand that hit Yarde flush on the chin, and Yarde was done. Yarde went, and then obviously Yarde went down with a kind of clubbing shot. Beterbiev hits a lot of clubbing shots that look very painful. And Yarde went down, and then he got back up, and I think the referee should have stopped the fight. I don't know why the referee let the fight go on. And then he got hit with a couple of shots, and then the corner stopped the fight. One thing I want to mention Tunde, because Tunde gets a lot of stick. That was the best stoppage. I mean, Tunde, the first thing I saw the replay, and when they were showing the replay on BT after the fight, Yarde went back to the corner, and Tunde said, "I don't want to see you get hurt." And like I said, I think you have to give massive props to Tunde, a guy that gets a lot of criticism. A lot of people hate on him. But he saved his man from getting brutally knocked out there. He was gonna get brutally knocked out. And Tunde has been with Anthony Yarde for a very, very long time. He's been with him for a very, very long time, and he doesn't want to see him get flattened, because that's what would have happened if he hadn't stopped it. Beterbiev was about to flatline him. You could clearly see, and Tunde sensed that, and he said, "No, enough's enough." And I think it was fair, because what are you leaving someone in there for? You're leaving him in there to get flattened and get wiped out completely. Maybe that last shot might end his career. So I think Tunde, like I said, deserves massive props. I think that was brilliant corner work. He got a lot of criticism when he fought Kovalev that, he said empty the tank. And if in that round Kovalev got stopped, everyone would have been calling, what would have people said about Tunde then? But because people don't like Tunde, they started criticizing him. In this fight, like I said, that stoppage was brilliant by Tunde. I mean, Tunde basically stopped Anthony Yarde from getting flattened, because he was about to get flattened. So you got, when people are quick to criticize, but give someone respect when they've done something good as well. And that was, like I said, great corner work. I don't know what the referee was doing, by the way. I mean, why the referee let that fight go on. Yarde was done. When Yarde went down, when Yarde got back up, he was finished. The referee should have stopped the fight. You could clearly see. Firstly, I don't know what Yarde was sulking. Leaning back on the ropes. I mean, you clearly see, even when he came forward, he wasn't really that coherent. I mean, it seemed like he was coming very slowly. The referee gave him an opportunity, and then, I mean, he got hit with more shots. If the corner didn't come in, something bad was about to happen. I mean, he was about to get flattened. So, I think the referee should have stopped that fight in the first knockdown. But the corner, Tunde, made a great decision there of stopping the fight, because like I said, he knows Yarde for a very long time. He doesn't want to see the man flattened. And like I said, it was a very valiant performance. Not many people thought Yarde would go 4 or 5 rounds, and he went 8. And not just that, having moments, big moments in the fight. So like I said, you've got to give Yarde a lot of respect. A lot of people disrespected Yarde, but Yarde's a very good fighter. But Beterbiev's special. We have a boxing group on WhatsApp, where I talk to, guys like Ray that you've probably seen on my live streams, Davey, Richard, Joel. And I said to them that I think Beterbiev would clean out Ward. I think he'd clean out, because it's not the fact that people may look at this fight and think, oh, look how many Beterbiev how much Beterbiev got hit by Yarde. But the problem is with Beterbiev is that he's constantly putting pressure on you. He's constantly on top of you. And he's a very skilled fighter. He gets you and he finds a way, and he's got very good timing. He slowly chips away. And it doesn't matter how good you are as a fighter, Beterbiev's going to get to you. And he punches very hard. Like, Yarde's got a very good chin. There's only so much a man can take. It doesn't matter how skilled you are. It doesn't matter how good you are. There's only so much a man can take. There's only so much a man can take. Beterbiev is, for me, one of the best fighters at light heavyweight. And like I said, in my opinion, he's one of the best pressure fighters that we've seen in the last 15, 20 years. I mean, he's just relentless. He doesn't waste a lot of punches, and he just wears you down. He wears you down and beats you up into submission. It's very hard to beat someone like this. A lot of people keep saying Bivol's going to beat him. It's very hard to beat Beterbiev. Very hard. Doesn't matter how skilled you are. You can be a skilled fighters like to have distance. He doesn't give you distance. He's always got you on the back foot. The only way you have a chance against him is if you can hurt him and you put him down, because it's unlikely anyone's going to be able to sustain that kind of damage. Even Bivol, he's a man at the end of the day. Doesn't matter how skilled you are. If Beterbiev is putting you on the back foot, Beterbiev's going to land. And he, as you see, it doesn't matter who he fights, he wears you down. So the only way you're going to beat this man is by hitting and hurting him. If you can't hit him and hurt him, then I'm sorry, you're not going to beat him. You can't just outbox this guy. He's too strong and he'll wear you down. There's only so much stamina one man has, only so much punishment a man can take. It doesn't matter who you are. Yarde's one of the toughest guys out there. But it's only so much you can take from someone like that, because he punches very hard. He's just constant as well. He's constant on top of you. You see, there's not many fighters that have a chin. There's not many fighters that have a punch like Beterbiev and are good pressure fighters. What I mean by that, they're a very rare breed. Maidana was one who was a great pressure fighter that could punch, but he wasn't as skilled as Beterbiev. And look how great a career look how dangerous Maidana was. But the thing is with Maidana was outboxed a few times, but Maidana didn't have the amateur pedigree, didn't have the skill that Beterbiev had. Beterbiev has a lot of skill, which I don't even think he's shown everything yet. I think he's just wiping these guys out. He's having a war with them, right? Beterbiev can actually box on the back foot. He can beat you up on the back foot, but he's just so strong, and he's such a big light heavyweight. And there isn't really like a Stevenson or a Kovalev type that could probably hurt Beterbiev at the minute, where he can just walk forward and steamroll these guys. And although Yarde is a very big guy, muscular guy, Yarde's not a very big puncher. He's not a very one-punch like Beterbiev has one-punch knockout power, where he can, especially when you're worn down, especially after wearing you down, he can hit you with a chopping right hand, and that's it. Because like I said, there's only so much a man can take. And this is why I think Beterbiev would have beaten Ward. I think he would have beaten Calzaghe. I think he would have beaten everyone, because the problem is there's only so much they can take. And they're not going to be able to get away from this guy, because Beterbiev's feet are a lot faster than what people think. However, his hands are slow, and Yarde today was avoiding a few punches. But again, he's got very good timing. and he gets you in tight spaces. And when you're in there against someone that's a very big puncher that's closing the ring, it's not just the physical pressure that he's inserting, it's the mental pressure. The mental pressure is so much where it doesn't matter how skilled you are, because skilled fighters need space. They need space. As soon as your Beterbiev closes the distance on you, that's it. You're not going anywhere. It gets you in the ropes, you need to get off. Bivol will try. He will try to get away. It's just whether Bivol can do that for 12 rounds. I don't know. Like, because you have to fight a perfect fight against this guy, because he can wipe you out with a punch. He can wear you down. He's gonna wear you down. There's no way about it. There's no way Bivol's gonna get away not getting hit. He's gonna get hit a lot against Beterbiev. He's gonna have to have a resolve, and like I said, his fitness is gonna have to be unbelievable. It's like everything has to be perfect for you to beat Beterbiev. And if you haven't got power, which I don't think Bivol has, I don't think Bivol has huge power to really hurt Beterbiev. So then it comes down to can he outbox him for 12 rounds, which he possibly can, but can he go 12 rounds? You know, because Beterbiev's relentless. He's just constant. You know, fighters like Beterbiev is very rare. They're a rare breed because they're very skilled pressure fighters. Like I said, you don't really get fighters like that. Like I said, Maidana was a handful for a lot of skilled fighters, and Maidana doesn't have the skill that Beterbiev had. Look at Golovkin. He was a skilled pressure fighter. Look at the havoc that he caused. I mean, everyone that got in the ring with Golovkin struggled. Doesn't matter who they were. Doesn't matter whether it was Canelo Alvarez. Doesn't matter. Whoever got in the ring with him struggled against Golovkin. Why? Because he was a skilled pressure fighter that could punch. Anyone like that is dangerous. Anyone that's a skilled pressure fighter that can punch, they're a nightmare. They generally are elite special talents and very, very difficult to beat. You know. So in my opinion, I actually think Beterbiev is ridiculous fighter. I do. I think people look at some of the things he gets hit a lot, or you know, he looks robotic, but that's his style. It doesn't matter whether he looks like that, but he gets to everybody. I mean, he's been in there with people like Marcus Brown. Marcus Brown was a very skilled fighter. I mean, he wore him down. You know, and he's this guy, I'm telling you now, Beterbiev for me would beat Bivol. And I'll do a separate video tomorrow about it. But Beterbiev for me is special. I genuinely do believe that. But anyway, guys, leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts about the fight. I thought Yarde did brilliant in the fight. I think you have to give him a lot of respect, a lot of credit. I think he's a great fighter, and I'd like to see him fight Buatsi. I think there's a future for Yarde, and I think Yarde's 31. He can come maybe in the future. The problem is now in the light heavyweight division is for people like Yarde, there's two guys there that are too skilled for the likes of Yarde, for the likes of Buatsi. So their best bet is probably to fight each other. I think Callum Smith, you know, maybe he might be able to cause Beterbiev some trouble. Who knows? You know, that might be a good fight, actually. I would favor Beterbiev in that fight. But Callum Smith, is he a bigger puncher than Yarde? I think he is. And Beterbiev gets caught. But again, it comes down to the fact that, you know, how's Callum Smith's chin going to be? How the relentless pressure? But I do think Callum Smith might be a bit dangerous. But ideally now, we don't really want to see the Callum Smith fight. I want to see him fight Bivol. I think that's the fight we want to see. But anyway, leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'd love to know your opinion. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.